let's talk about Kai Cenat University, y'all. All right. Kai has been, whatchamacallit this? He's been teasing this idea that he's had for a minute now called the Streamer University. Okay, and people have been wondering when it's going to start, what it's going to look like, this, that, and the third. And we have more clarity on what that is, okay? Primarily because he put out a trailer for it, and I'm not going to lie, this trailer is fire as heck. Fire as heck. I'm going to play some of it here real quick. Because this is crazy. This is crazy.
Extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class of Streamer University. Here you will find a school where chaos is encouraged and content is king. I look forward to seeing you all on campus for our first ever semester. Sincerely, Headmaster Kai Cenat. Last but not least, Reggie. What the hell? Aren't you supposed to be an owl? He can't do nothing right around here. Chris! I know you didn't bring me a chicken instead of an owl that I need. What does this look like to you?
No, that's an owl.
Chris, that's not no goddamn owl. I need these letters delivered.
Look how it's turning its neck.
So I don't want to play the whole trailer right here, but nevertheless, give it a good watch. Give it a watch. It's a really good watch, excuse me. Really fire watch. I ain't gonna lie, this is like TV commercial standards, what he put out there. And I find it interesting that he also still made it internet native and internet friendly, because there's a couple of jokes that they get off in here that you just won't see at like a Super Bowl halftime show because of like the FCC Airways guidelines and parental guidelines and all of that. So, you know, I think this trailer right here alone is another boundary pushing moment of like what a rollout could look like for a content creator, and how you can make that still like streaming native, still internet native, and really cater towards your internet focused audience. I think it is very, very interesting. But he did launch a website and a little bit of a description here in the replies. So let's look at his description right here. Streamer University will be an all-inclusive trip paid to where all creators will be living in a college campus for free and just enjoying getting content in general. If you want to be a teacher or student, apply now. You don't have to be a streamer, just a general creator is needed as quick as possible. If you want to be a part of it in other creative ways, DM me as well, but make sure you enroll now, okay? He has a website for it as well. When I was on it yesterday, it was actually crashing, so this is my first real look at it. Streamer University now accepting applications. You can enroll now as, well, there's a capture right here, but I'm pretty sure it just sends you to a Google form. Yeah, you can enroll as a student. So let's read this here real quick. Thank you for applying to enroll in Streamer University. There are questions that we need to answer to determine if you're eligible to become one of our elite students at Streamer University. Please fill out the form accurately, blah, 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 blah. You can enroll as a professor. What is this? Okay, this is just a trailer. Okay. Now accepting applications 1,500 plus. At Streamer University, streamers of all backgrounds will have opportunity to showcase their personalities as students alongside both unrealized, upcoming, and well-established creators. Okay. Steps you need to take: apply, wait for acceptance letters, move-in day plus orientation. That's the enroll now button. Honestly, I still have a lot of questions with what this is. I'm gonna be honest with you. For one, how serious is this? Right? Like, it seems like, obviously, the play here is for Kai to make a content creator, streamer Hogwarts, you know, where you have professors and you have students that are trying to, you know, learn how to become the best streamer possible to make it in the content world, all these different things. My question is, how serious is this? One, and two, like, if this is just going to be some content trolly shit, kind of on the same lines of You know, when AMP made the "Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grade?" Like, is this gonna be mainly content for Kai Cenat, or is this some serious like, yo, you know, if you really want to grow within content creation, this is something that you should do? Or it could be both, right? It could be both, a place for you to, one, network, two, create content, and three, actually learn shit. But I am genuinely wondering how serious this is in terms of, you know, trying to educate the up-and-coming streamer on the best practices and that type of stuff. I think it's more so going to be on the silly side. My main concern, and not really a concern, this is more so like what I don't want it to be, is this to just be like a clown show of everyone clout chasing off of each other, and it just becomes like this drama-filled environment. You know, and now that I'm thinking about it, there's definitely a high likelihood that that's what it's gonna turn into. You literally make a whole compound dedicated to hungry and aspiring streamers who, you know the art of clip farming at this point to a degree, know that you need to take advantage of the moment, know that, you know, you got to get your clips off. This might be a dangerous environment to be in. I ain't gonna lie, with the backing of Kai too, right? So, you know, they know that they're gonna be put on the biggest streamer in the world's platforms and all these different things. Like this may be a dangerous idea. And one of those things where theoretically everything should go smoothly, nothing should go wrong, but when you actually see it in motion, this might get messy. But I honestly don't want to make it, you know, I don't want to make a negative, too much of a negative spin on this. I am genuinely excited just to see how this plays out. Because I think out of all the mainstream YouTubers, out of all the mainstream content creators, outside of maybe Mr. Beast going on like Colin and Samir and, you know, going on podcasts really trying to spit game for real, this is probably one of the very few times where like a mainstream YouTuber has dedicated their resources to trying to help small content creators grow. You know what I'm saying? Trying to educate people on what content creation is, the best practices, and all of that. That is, you know, one of the things I'm striving for to do on this channel to a certain degree. And I'm glad that, you know, one of the top 5 biggest content creators right now is literally dedicating resources to this endeavor. I just really hope it's executed well. But knowing Kai, and knowing, you know, how much he prepares for things, I am expecting this to be a very successful thing. And it just really recalls me back to the conversation we were having a couple months ago, man. When motherfuckers were trying to get their hate on Kai, talking about, oh, Kai's made off of handouts. Because there was like a clip of him talking about, oh, I never give handouts to my friends outright. Like, I'm willing to help, but I'm just not going to give you handouts. And everyone was trying to get it off. Says the motherfucker built off handouts. Don't you have the most subs in the world? Ain't that a form of a handout? Oh, so you too good to help your friends, right? Even though you're built off of handouts. And I think the overall criticism in that is Kai is a dude that's not willing to help out people using his resources. And then he goes out there and literally makes a whole university to help up and coming streamers to become better. You know what I'm saying? I hope more content creators do this though, because there's a lot of misinformation out there when it comes to the content world. A lot of misinformation that comes from the content world. And I understand there's this whole wave of like content gurus, like how-to YouTube channels, and you know, kind of similar to what we do here. But I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of bad actors within the space. There's a lot of people who, and I'm not the most Mr. Gatekeep person in the world, but there's a lot of people who really don't have much experience really growing social media platforms. They're giving bad advice. They're giving extremely biased advice. They're giving advice that they're only giving because it worked for them, and they have this like one-track mindset of this is how you grow on social media, period, point blank. But in reality, there's a bunch of different ways to grow on social media, a bunch of different mediums, a bunch of different ways to skin the cat. But a lot of these, social media gurus, they just want to point you towards this one direction, and then they're going to sell you a course, they're going to sell you all of that and really take advantage of you. And ultimately, the only person who comes out as a winner is the content guru. So, I really hope that this endeavor right here for Kai does well. And the submissions, because a part of this is making a submission. I don't even know if it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think people are just making applications now. But there have been some really cool applications that have come from this. Let's watch one of them right here.
My name is Maxwell Ye, and this is my application to Stream University. I am a YouTuber and streamer who prides himself on doing content that's different from the rest. I showed this not only on the style of my
This is
YouTube
fire.
videos, but also through my supportive community called Ye Plus. I left college back in 2023 after one semester
Peace out, college.
to pursue the content vision I had for myself. Though Stream University
Now that's a risk I wouldn't recommend. I do not advise for people to do that, but hey.
be a great opportunity for me, I also feel like I can bring a lot to Streamer University. My biggest strong suit is how expressive I am, doing whatever it takes, no matter the circumstance, and my instinct ability to always think outside of the box. Being accepted into Kai University would allow me to expand my creative and experimental ideas and also influence people to truly be themselves and be the plus that breaks the norm. My name is...
That's fire. And there's a lot of them too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my For You page today was filled with people trying to make submissions for the Kai Cenat University. And a lot of them are very interesting. I seen a couple creators with like 500 followers, a couple of them with 100,000. So it really does vary. The reason why I'm excited for this is because I've maintained this belief that there are a lot of very entertaining people out there that have just not realized the potential of social media and what it could do for their life. Like I'll give y'all a perfect example. Like, I consider myself very successful in this social media game, right? In this influencer game. But I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a couple people that I know in high school, just knowing them personally, that I feel like, yo, if this motherfucker took social media seriously, just because of how naturally entertaining they are, they would go crazy, right? And I'm gonna be honest, even with myself and the collective that I'm around, I don't even think I'm the most entertaining person. And maybe that's me selling myself short, but I don't think I'm the most entertaining person out there, right? I think, again, this may be me selling myself short, but out of everyone that I do a podcast with, I think in terms of on-camera presence and just generally entertaining people, I would put myself last. However, what separates me from the rest of the crowd is, one, my work ethic, and two, just knowing how to market myself and knowing the strategies for these different platforms, how to implement them and actually executing on it. You know what I'm saying? Because what's a plan if you don't execute on it, right? I'm really hoping that this Kai Cenat University really puts light into some very, very talented small content creators, small streamers that just don't know how to market themselves. Because I think specifically for streaming, that's the biggest problem a lot of small streamers have is, yo, you can be the most entertaining person when you hit go live on OBS, right? You can be the most entertaining person in the world. But no one knows about you because you don't know how to clip properly. You don't know how to market yourself in other communities. You don't know how to go viral. You don't know how to do all these things. But again, I really hope that Kai and, the exposure that he can give and hopefully the knowledge that these creators can actually gain during the university can help in that regard. So you know, we got a whole new batch of content creators and a bunch of creatives that are pushing the industry forward in much more creative ways than hell even Kai could. You know what I'm saying? Because like this dude right here really stands out. I don't know a lot of people shooting content like this. You know what I'm saying? Like this is legitimately fire. So shout out to Kai. Really hoping for the best on that front.